It's super easy. It's not live. So if I mess up, I start over. Same with you. Same with you.
This
Governor.
is great, man.
Hey everyone, I'm Greg Landsman.
I'm Marc Veasey.
We just finished our weekly New Dem Coalition lunch with our special guest, Maryland Governor Wes Moore, who brought his son Jamie with him. I'm pumped about this. We're excited to have the governor for a very special fly-in episode. We're going to discuss your approach and success in Maryland, hot takes on Congress, and more. And then the governor will blind rank, with Jamie's help, the best ways to eat Maryland crab. Deal?
Well, I can't really have crab, but still,
Okay.
it'll still be good.
But you'll
though.
have an opinion.
Yeah, I'll have an opinion.
All right. Governor, we just had a great discussion
You did, man.
at lunch. We got into how, you approached your time as governor, and you've had a lot of success, big drops in crime, unemployment went down, minimum wage went up. School funding, is in a much better place, and you turned a deficit into a surplus. Yeah. Everything that Congress wants to do, you did in Maryland. Tell us about your approach to getting things done in Maryland.
Yeah, it's great to be with you guys. Thank you so much, man. And thanks for the leadership.
Yeah.
It was interesting because it really does coincide very well with the way that the New Dems think about this work. Where I was very clear that I'm going to go everywhere. I will hear ideas no matter where they come from, and we will make sure that we move in partnership, because I'm a big believer that partnership produces progress, and nothing else ever will. And when we really laid out kind of like what are the North Stars, what are the things we really want to make sure that the people of our state know are happening, it went down to what are things that we would hope in our own lives, right? We want our streets to be safe. We want to make sure that we have an education system that is preparing us for whatever we want to do with our life. And we want to make sure we have an economy that's growing. Yeah. And we then just decided to work collaboratively to make it happen. And I think about the fact that whether it's on public safety, we made historic investments in local law enforcement, making sure they have the resources and the supports that they need. We made historic investments in our state's attorneys, our public defenders, but also made Maryland one of the only states in the country that actually helps to fund the U.S. attorney out of balance sheet. Moving some of those cases, particularly those gun crimes, moving them federal. And saying if someone commits a violent crime, particularly with a firearm in my state, we're going to have you in handcuffs in 24 hours. Yeah. But also saying we're going to fund community groups and community violence intervention groups. And you're right, Maryland now has the fastest drop in violent crime anywhere in the United States of America over the past 2.5 years. When we said we wanted to focus on education, and that was doing things like focusing on teacher vacancy. We've cut the teacher vacancy rate in half in our state. That we've been able to raise reading and math scores, literally in every single grade. But the reason is because that is all about workforce. Yeah. And so when we created the first service year option of anywhere in the United States of America, when we focused on apprenticeships and trade programs, and between those things and education, that's why we've been able to drop the unemployment rate. And the business development, where I tell people, my background is I'm an Army guy, I'm a business guy, that my background is that I am pro-business. I want economic development. And so the recent announcements that we've had about the Sphere coming to the state of Maryland, that's going to produce close to 5,000 jobs once it's created, and thousands of jobs just to build it. Samsung Biologics, AstraZeneca, all these big announcements. 35,000 new businesses have started in Maryland or come to Maryland since our administration came on board. And so if we can really focus on the things that we know are important in all of our lives, people want safety, people want good schools, people want to make sure that there's economic growth and development, and that it's going to see them. That's what we focused on in Maryland, and I think that's why it's working.
What's amazing is that my political philosophy, which I got from Hickenlooper, was really simple, and you summed it up really well, which is like go out and do big things. And in order to do big things, you got to bring a lot of people together. That's it.
That's it.
All right, Jamie.
That's it.
Your favorite thing your dad has done as governor?
We get to go to a lot of Ravens and Orioles games, so that's my favorite thing to do.
I love that. 100%.
And then also, we get to go in there's a tunnel that sometimes the players go through,
That's awesome.
and we drive down there to go to the games. and that's my favorite
I
part.
love that, man. I love
That is so cool.
I know
do.
security loves it.
I'm
He just
so
said that.
jealous now.
Yeah,
I mean, my son would say something similar, which is like,
yeah.
get to go to some cool games.
It's some cool games.
Yeah.
But honestly, I tell you, it is one of the coolest things where I remember a piece of advice that I got from Phil Murphy, now the former governor of New Jersey. And he was asking about the kids and their schools and all that kind of stuff. And he said, "Can I give you a piece of advice?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Governor." And he said, "Whatever your kids are doing, don't change it."
Yeah.
He said, because you want them to be as unaffected as possible. And so a rule that we've had, hence why he's here today on a day off from school, where I said, like, every meeting I ever have, he's always invited. I said he is open to attend anything. He's required to attend nothing. That I just want him to. Do we have a
Fact
counter
check.
coming?
Fact check.
So, at my old house before he was governor, he had his office, and then so sometimes there were some meetings that were really important, and sometimes there were meetings that weren't as important. So he would, if there was a tie on the doorknob, then I couldn't go in. But if there wasn't, then I could go in and say hi.
Oh, wow. I love that.
That is true.
That's awesome.
That's how he always knew if the meeting was going on.
But I
if he heard
like that. He
voices.
fact checked. He was like, no, there were some meetings.
The tie was on the door. Can't come in this one.
Yeah, nice fact checking, James.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good
Man.
job,
Well
bud.
done, man.
Yeah.
I love
Well
that.
done.
I love that. Okay,
Well done.
Governor, so I was in the state legislature, so I know when you're in the state legislature, you are focused on state issues, right? And you have a certain amount of time during your session and special sessions and what have you. So it's not federal, but I know that sometimes you find yourself on the Hill, sometimes you may not.
Yeah.
While we have you here, we would just love to hear your unfiltered take on Congress. We want you to be 100% blunt, 100% candid. Is it as dysfunctional as it looks from outside? Like, what do you think about Congress? Especially with you being next door to Congress, right? You have a different perspective than most governors.
The thing that I really appreciate about the state house and being governor, what we can do is there's a certain level of speed
Yeah.
that we can move at.
Yeah.
And I think for the people of both my legislature and also the people of my state, they know that I am deeply, deeply impatient. I like action. I don't think that the way we solve every problem is an 8-year study
Yeah.
or a 12-year analysis.
Right.
Or a 4-year focus group.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, no, move,
Amen.
act now.
Yep.
Because people need to see that their representatives move with the same kind of urgency that their lives are unraveling.
Yeah, that's right.
Like if people are like, listen, I just want to make sure that my kids are getting an education that they need to get them to college. Don't tell me, okay, that's why we're doing a 12-year study on it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, do it now.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
so that's the thing I think for a lot of people, what we want to see.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's move with a sense of urgency that this moment requires. Let's move with a sense of fight that this moment requires. It's one of the reasons, again, that I love, I love how our governors have a chance to just show what that can look like and show how that can move.
Right.
Because frankly, we just have a chance to hopefully defend, protect, and build.
Yeah.
Because what we're seeing from the folks in the White House right now is just the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, and you have some amazing members in your delegation.
We do.
This body is going to miss Steny Hoyer. He's been such a tremendous asset for the Congress for
my
such
guy.
a long time, and in the state legislature, like we
That's
just
right.
talked about before he came here. And so y'all have been blessed with a good delegation, and I'm
Amen.
glad that that you have such a great relationship with them. Yeah,
Amen.
yeah, we love them. Okay,
Amen.
we know that you got to go, but before we let you go, we want you to play a quick game. And Greg wasn't supposed to spill the beans, but he already spilled the beans a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so as a born and raised Marylander, we figure that you must have some strong opinions about the crab, as Greg mentioned a little bit
The
earlier.
best in the country.
The Maryland blue crab, right? So we're going
And
to.
it's funny, all these Virginians talk about, well, most of those Maryland crabs, they're actually born in Virginia. And I was like, yeah, and they go and they migrate to the best place. So that's why they become Maryland
literally
crabs.
moved to Maryland.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
no, that is right. That's right. So the way that this is going to work, we're going to blind rank again how we eat these blue crabs from 1 to 5, right? 1 is being the best and 5 is being the worst. And because this is a blind ranking, you won't know what options are coming next. So Greg is going to go through the options with you. Greg.
All right, ready? Okay, crab cakes. Now remember, 1 is the best, 5 is the worst, and you just got to be thoughtful about what comes next, because you may not want to like give it the first or the last. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Can I, and maybe it's overthinking it, but are we talking about like having like an afternoon with friends, or are we talking like you're just hungry and you have 15 minutes?
I think it's just in general.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Just in general.
So no, okay, don't overthink it. All right, cool.
I think number 2, because a long time ago we had those like he made me those like vegetarian
I did.
crab cakes.
I did.
And they were like no fish. I don't know how you made them, but you did. And so they were really good. So I think I would put them in it.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you allowed to say vegetarian crab cake in Maryland? Because if I said vegetarian steak in Texas,
No,
they
I'm
would
with them.
run me
I got Jamie's
out.
back on this. Like,
James, they would run me out of the state. I just want to make sure that Dad is okay with you saying vegetarian crab.
He is, no, but honestly, and the reason he says that is because, and I feel horrible about it, but he has a fish allergy.
Yeah.
And it is the worst allergy to be a Marylander
Yeah.
in, because our seafood is so good.
but you had a workaround. You found a workaround.
You found a workaround, which is
I
awesome.
made, that's right. So I made him cry, and they
I
were
love
pretty
that,
good
man.
with like
Yeah.
zucchini and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why is because he has a fish
All right,
allergy.
so you're saying 2,
I'm
Dan.
gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna rock with you. I'm gonna go 2 on that.
All right.
I'll go 2.
Second, crab ragoon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound too good.
I feel like that felt quick. I feel like
Yeah,
that felt quick.
I'm gonna go blind rank. I'm gonna go 5 on that one.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. So nothing's gonna be worse than.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Third, crab dip.
4.
Really?
Wait, is crab dip
That's
just a
interesting.
dip?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a dip.
Yeah. You get a chip.
4.
You go 4.
Because it's not real crab.
Oh, well, no, it is. It's got real
It has
chunks of crab
crab
in it.
in it, but it's not like a real crab. You don't
All
eat
right.
it by itself.
I'm gonna rock with you. 4.
I think he's got it. Yeah,
He's got
4.
it. He's got
All
it.
right.
He's got
Fourth, crab soup. Now that's either Maryland crab soup or cream of crab soup. Oh, that made a
Those
difference.
are different. Those
Yeah.
are different. But I'm gonna go. I think 3 on that one.
Okay, we'll go 3.
Middle of
Are
the
you sure?
road.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive. 'Cause
All right.
I'm gonna go 3 because if I think is 1, then it's definitely 1. But yes,
All
I'm
right,
gonna
so
go 3.
you have the top spot remaining. Is that
Yes.
correct?
That's right.
All right, here we go. This better be good, right?
That's
Because you only got the 1 spot remaining, which is the top spot.
I feel like the last one is bad.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah. Okay.
Fifth, hard shell crabs with Old Bay.
Boom.
Yeah,
1.
You guys crushed it.
1.
You guys crushed
One,
it.
one,
Yeah.
one. I'm telling you, the best afternoon. If you want to have a great afternoon, pull
I
some
agree
friends
with this.
together,
I totally agree with this.
get some picnic tables,
Yeah.
throw some newspaper on the picnic tables, grab some beer or some iced tea, and just pour out a whole
100%.
bunch of crabs and
Yeah.
just have an afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the best.
It is the best.
Wow.
This has been the best. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, James. We appreciate you. And
Yeah.
Mark, I guess we'll see everyone
Yeah.
not next week, but the week
We'll
after.
see everybody the week after next. Governor, thank you very much. James, thank you for joining us, man.
This is awesome.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All
Well
right,
done, boy.
we're good.
Yeah.
All right.